before Amay proceeds with the next question, now because you have told us that you are coming up with a website and you are taking this to a next level by launching a podcast. So my question is, give us 3 tips why we should follow All Things Legal.
Why you should follow All Things Legal? Okay. Easy to follow. From someone who actually cares, not just about commercial awareness, but also about humanity. And someone who actually cares about you as a law student, as opposed to just wanting to tick something off for their CV. So easy to follow, someone who actually cares, just because I'm awesome. I think, because I think so many different, law blogs are just so like robotic and just so mechanical. Like you rarely find some, you rarely find like a blog that actually has a bit of character, actually has a bit of life, actually has a bit of humor, who's actually human. It feels like, they're this like huge corporation that no one can touch, and all law students are subservient, and everyone should look up to this article, but look up to this blog. But that's not how I want to come across. I want to come across at the end of the day, I'm a law student. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing in like the short-term sense, but I very much don't have life figured out, and I make mistakes all the time, and I'm just like you. And I think that's why you should not follow me, but like I think that's why you should consider looking at All Things Legal, because when you read All Things Legal, you will see that it comes from a very like down-to-earth, perspective. And I think that's what gives me like the unique edge to any other blog, is that I'm just, at the end of the day, All Things Legal is just me. It's no one else, it's just me. I'm the only person that runs it, it's just me. And so you can see my personality. And, I like to think like I'm a funny, confident person. And so it's just like I said, with LinkedIn being so cold, and LinkedIn is my main hub for All Things Legal, it's so cold and it's so like heartless at times, Everyone's just seeking likes. More than people seek likes on Instagram, I think people seek likes on LinkedIn way more. So All Things Legal being on LinkedIn, it feels like a home where you can come to and just confide in and be yourself. And I think that's why people should follow All Things Legal.
Exactly. One more thing I would like to add is that law students can relate. Who's writing the blog? Yeah, that is something which makes All Things Legal different. And one more thing that both of you nailed it. Rajesh also took one question out of the script, and you also nailed it. Good one.
No, I mean it wasn't intentional. But what my purpose is behind asking this question is because I want to get the crux out of the creator of a say podcast or a newsletter or any new venture. So I want to know what the founder thinks that his product is worth of. That's the main purpose. It's in no way a test of someone, because I have no one to take a test.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Moving on, Amay, you have the question.
The next question which we have is that you have been a part of various committees and clubs, right from school to college to the university. So how does that help you to become a better law student?
I think all of these experiences that I've been a part of, it's developed my confidence and my leadership skills. And so in that sense, it's made me more like empathetic. But then at the same time, it's made me quite assertive as well, as an individual. And that's mirrored into me being a better lawyer or better law student. So I was an LGBT mentor in my previous school. So I helped many students come to terms with their sexuality, and so many were like depressed, and so working with them helped them gain more confidence in themselves, and then equally taught me more about the importance of happiness in life. And so as a law student, that ensures that every day I'm doing something that makes me happy, and I'm doing something that I enjoy and not for anyone else. And that's a big reason why I converted from medicine to law. Also being, you know, I was a senior prefect, I was the captain of the rounders team, and also on a more impressive level, I played for the National Amateurs League in badminton. So I was actually pretty good at badminton. And that taught me discipline and organization as well. And that definitely translated into my legal career. So overall, these experiences have made me more well-rounded as a person, as a human being. And that in turn has led to me being better as a law student.
Wow. Such a wonderful answer. Yeah, I mean, this thing that, law students should also do something in sports. Yeah, this thing is, you know, not respected much in India, back here in India. Yeah,
I think everything is just so education like driven, which is, I mean, it's a good thing, of course. But I think more weight should be given to sports, but at the same time, you know, on a slight tangent, more importance should be given to women playing sports, because I think it's very much patriarchal in India, where only men are allowed to whatever, and then women do more either education-based subjects, like, oh yes, become a doctor but don't play sports, or be a housewife and don't do medicine, or something like that. So I think in that sense, I think both of those schools of thought should be more portrayed in the Indian education system. It both need to be equally be promoted, because it, you know, sports alleviates a lot of stress, and I think it's very much underappreciated in India. Like, mental health is very much underappreciated in India, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I personally don't know what to say to that, because, you know, as a society, maybe somewhere we lack the care for, or the, you know, the sense of, you know, appreciating mental health, because India is becoming more and more commercial day by day. There are so many, I mean, the people are, you know, becoming money minded, and it's just hampering somewhere the affinity part of it. You don't have, you know, you don't maintain relationships because you want to, but you maintain them because you have some benefit out of it. So, I mean, I think that is what is happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually,
also, right.
Rajesh, I mean, what you said that, superficial relationships are increasing. Yeah, I mean, what you said, India is becoming more and more commercial day by day. Yeah, I mean, somewhere that should happen, right? But, you know, that should not happen at the cost of, you know, mental health, or, you know, other things, you know, going south.
Absolutely. Like, for example, in the UK, because, and especially in law firms, because and investment banks and things like that, because there is such a pressure on the employees to work 16 hours a day, or to work, you know, all the time, even weekends, not have a single day off, because there's such a pressure of that. Law firms have incorporated a counseling and mental health system in their workplace. So if you ever feel overwhelmed, you don't need to go and privately seek help. You know, you can literally just appeal to the counseling and therapy in the law firm itself. And, you know, I haven't done much research, so I don't know. But I highly doubt, though, in India that there would be such systems in place for mental health to support those who feel depressed or overwhelmed or even suicidal. I very much doubt that there are, you know, mental health facilities in a corporation, so in a company that supports their employees, and I very much doubt that they actually spread awareness. Like, oh, take, if you've worked 16 hours for this entire week, you take the next 2-3 days off, because that's something that, even though law firms don't have that specific policy, they do have, they are very, very, very flexible in that, you started at 9 o'clock yesterday, and then you came, and then you left work at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, don't worry about coming to work at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Come to work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You take the day off. And I think a lot of people are very flexible on that in the UK, but I don't think that's a thing in India, because everyone, like you said, is just so money, like not everyone's so money minded, but I think everyone's so commercially driven now, and everyone has that like superficial affinity towards money and success and things like, or what they perceive as success and stuff like that. So I very much doubt that India actually has those types of measures in place.
Exactly. I mean, regarding that point which you made, I would just like to add that Linklater is one firm. Its London office, I just checked. It has a music room, it has a gym, it has a dance room. I mean, it has a dedicated medical staff as well. I mean, as you said, that is one thing which I am very happy about. That UK is India is not there. India is not.
Yeah. Even with Herbert-Smith-Freehils, which is the company that I'm working for at the moment as their campus ambassador for university, they have one of the big points that attract me towards their firm to apply for is that they have, so many perks. For example, 50% off of gym memberships, and the gym membership that they offer, the gym that they offer is just opposite their workplace. And so as I said before, exercise and sports is such a big part of mental health. They make it really easy for you to access gyms, which alleviate stress. So small things like that, even you get food perks, so you get discounts at different, whatever. So you don't have to spend as much money on food. And even that in turn helps your mental health, because a lot of those places that they offer discounts for are healthy food chains. And so you go there, you have a healthy meal, you're helping your diet, which helps your mental health. So I think a lot of firms also offer that kind of stuff, supplementary stuff, even free healthcare, private health insurance, and also there was one more thing that they offer. Mortgage advice. They offer free mortgage advice, so that you don't have to go to a mortgage advisor and pay for a mortgage advisor, which is maybe like 1% of whatever. So you'll be paying £500 to them just for some mortgage advice. You get that for free here as well, because you are in a law firm very short on time. A lot of the time you're very short on time, and so they're trying to make things easier for you so that they don't burn out your mental health. And I think that's just so considerate of UK law firms. And I didn't know that about Linklaters at all, but it's good that I know that now.
Like you mentioned that in India we have the insurance part covered. We have Employees Provident Fund. We call it Employees Provident Fund in India. Is that they cover your savings as well, because they take some part of your annual or monthly salary and then they save it somewhere else. So when you retire from your job, you get that money back, and your sustenance is secured. On top of it, I guess there are a few firms who are making steps who are to improve the mental health, and they have they don't have counseling sessions, but they have cool out sessions. Like they have stand-up nights, they have karaoke nights and sort of things.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think those things definitely help with mental health. And I didn't know that about Indian companies. I genuinely didn't know. And I think that's good that they're doing that. I mean, they still have a long way to go, but I think the fact that they're even making, stands in those senses in the first place, I think it's pretty good. That is good.
Right.
And I have this one quick question to add to, is that you addressed it earlier, but again I want you to address in some detail on why and how you jumped from medical to law, and what attracted you.
Okay, so here's my story. In all fairness and honesty, I didn't get the grades for medicine. That's just the fact of the matter. But initially, I applied for biomedical sciences. I received offers from University College of London, which is a very good university, Newcastle, Warwick, and Bath, also incredible universities. But I planned to take a gap year and then reapply to medicine instead after receiving my A-level grades. When I got the results, I didn't actually do as well as I thought I did, and so I couldn't actually apply to medicine. And so I thought, okay, what do I really want to do now? Because I, in all honesty, I only did medicine because my parents wanted me to do medicine. I mean, I had an interest in science. I still have an interest in science. I had an interest in medicine to learn about it. So if someone gave me a book, like a medical book, and I started reading through it, that would be amazing for me. However, I didn't want to practice medicine. So there would be a lot of nights where I would just cry before my exams. I would just cry and say, I don't want to do chemistry. I don't want to do biology. I don't want to do medicine at university. I just don't want to. But I kind of just stuck by it, and I thought, okay, even if I don't want to do it, maybe I can fake it, fake my interest, fake my passion. And so when I didn't get the grades, I thought, okay, that's a relief. Now what do I want to do? And immediately law came into my mind. And law, I think it matches my personality. It matches who I am as a person. And also with in my GCSEs, I got a grade 9 in English, which is top 1% of the country gets a grade 9 in the UK. And not just that, I was close to getting centum. I think I got 62 out of 64 in English. But even with biology and chemistry, I also got A stars. However, I didn't do as well as getting 62 out of 64. I think I got like maybe, I don't know, 95%, I don't know. Because I got full UMS. So UMS is like a point system, and if you get 100, it means that you got above like a certain percentage. So that's what I'm basing it off of. But yeah, so I always did way better in English. I was way more eloquent than I was scientific and practical. I would always drop over, like when I would turn around, I would just accidentally drop the beaker, break glass. I just was not suitable for any sort of, scientific experiments whatsoever. I was a hazard, more of an asset to the science class. And so I selected law. Thankfully, I got in, and it's definitely the best decision that I've ever made. And even if I got the grades, I still wouldn't select medicine now. And ironically, I would joke about this to my mum before my results came. I would say, I could even take a gap year and do law if I wanted. I don't have to do medicine. And she said, yeah, absolutely. And then when I didn't get the grades, I was like, yes, I can do law. I was so happy. But that's basically my journey into law from medicine. I just didn't get the grades, but that's okay. Just whatever. I mean, like I said, I don't regret it.
Again, sorry for the problem. Yeah, I mean, whatever happens for the good is what is said in India. So anyways, now let's jump to the next segment, which we call the on your fingertip segment, which is kind of similar to a rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
To start with, tell me, what are the 3 things in your bucket list?
Okay. Okay, so I want to go to Madurai and Chennai, which is where I grew up, and I want to help those who can't afford the vakil fees. Like, I want to help people who can't afford legal fees, and I want to help them in their cases, because when I wanted to pursue medicine, I wanted to go to India and I wanted to provide free healthcare. I wanted to help in some way, shape or form. And since I'm not doing medicine, I can at least help in like the legal, side of things. And I want to go further than just pro bono. This is not pro bono. I don't want to do this as pro bono. I want to go further. I want to actually establish something, a free legal service that actually helps people who can't afford legal help. So that's something that's the first thing that's on my bucket list. The next thing is I want to help change the English or British education system. And I want them to teach British colonialism and slavery. I actually emailed my secondary school, even before all of the Black Lives Matter movement, even before the protest, even before, whatever. And I emailed saying, I want people to speak about the actual struggles that people of color have faced at the hands of the British, because colonialism is very much a part of British history, and yet it's not talked about in British history. You go to the British Museum, all you see is gold. All of this gold, where was it taken from? Seriously, like, where was it taken from? It was all taken from other countries. But the way that they word it is that, these were collected from, exotic countries around the world. No, it was looted. Say it how it is. And I think if people actually spoke about colonialism and slavery for what it was, then there would be so much less racism in this country. Because the reason why there is because people don't understand the history, the true history of the UK. People don't understand the true history of people of color. What Asians have faced, what the blacks have faced. And I think that's so important. So that's something that's in the works now. So technically I can tick that off my bucket list, but I won't stop until I actually get proper change. So that's also in my bucket list. Finally, I want to skydive. I think I'll be too scared to skydive, but I just want to anyways. I just want to. Maybe in Dubai, I want to skydive and see the Palm Islands or something. I don't know. But that's my third thing.
Wow. Every person should have a list to do like you have. Exactly. Okay. So moving forward, you named your blog All Things Legal. If not All Things Legal, what would have you named your blog?
I wouldn't change it. The reason why is because I think, it's just so catchy. And something that you guys said in an earlier question, you guys said, as the founder of All Things Legal. If someone read that without context, they would think, oh wow, she founded everything in this world that is legal. Wow, because the founder of All Things Legal. So in that sense, whenever someone reads it, it just makes me feel better. It just sounds awesome. So I wouldn't change All Things Legal. Maybe I'll change it to Everything Legal. Because then it'll be, oh wow, she's the founder of Everything Legal. Wow, she founded everything in this world that is legal. Wow, that's amazing. So it just makes me look good. So I wouldn't change it for the world.
I think you should name it something like, the legal sector. So when someone sees it, the founder of the legal sector.
Oh yes. Oh, I should have thought of that. Yeah. I would change it to that. I would change it to legal sector.
Let's just name it to law. Name it law.
Law. Just law.
Founder of law.
Yeah. Founder of law. Right.
Absolutely.
Moving forward, ma'am, which is your favorite law movie or show?
There's an American show called How to Get Away with Murder. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's, I started watching it and I thought this is so bad. But then 2 days later, I finished all 5 seasons. So I thought, ooh. Okay, maybe it's good. But it's annoyingly, I'm addicted to that show. It's so annoying because I swore that I would never be addicted to any show that is legal, because I know that it's always so exaggerated. But this show, it's too interesting. It's so interesting. But yeah, so that's my favorite law TV show.
Again,
Also,
a silly law which you...
add
Yeah, so
something to
sorry.
it. No. I mean, the fact about sci-fi or some mystery is that they all become predictable after a while. But in legal thrillers, there is always unpredictability, because you just don't know what will happen. Will the witness be tampered with?
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So it's always keeping you on your tiptoes.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I'm a law student, I don't know all of the things that can happen. If there's a certain case, how are they going to evade the case? I don't know, because I don't have that much knowledge in criminal law. So when it happens, I'm like, Cha! wow, shabash, wow, kya baat hai? Yeah. So it's always keeping us on our toes. Yeah, that's good.
You got it right. Shabash.
Yeah.
Shabash.
Yeah, again, a silly law which you would create.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a thing in India because it's too hot, but for some reason, if someone wears socks with their sandals, people think that it's ugly. But no, I think that it's so beautiful. I don't know. I think people say that I have really bad taste in clothing, but no, I think my taste is awesome. So I would make socks with sandals compulsory every time you go out. Compulsory. And every time you go to the airport, compulsory. So you just see thousands of people just walking with like ugly feet, socks and sandals. Yeah. I think that'll be a really cool thing.
If that law actually was there in India, people would actually switch to slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess somewhere we have a Kim Jong-un in the chat. wants to make wearing socks compulsory.
Absolutely. That's
Socks?
the only thing I will be a dictator on. Socks with sandals. Absolutely.
So with that, such a wonderful answer, ma'am. But yeah, I'm afraid, now, this brings us to the end. Now, each and every bit you spoke was actually very good. It is full of advice to every law student, not only in India, but in UK, in the US, all over the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways. Amay, you have something to add to?
Not much to add to, but I would just say that, this has been a wonderful session. All the questions, my favorite part was that, when Rajas asked this one question out of the box, which was that? Why should people follow all things legal? And you nailed that. Yeah, that was my favorite part. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all the viewers who are watching this, I think you have got the answer of why you should follow all things legal, and there is no excuse why you shouldn't now. So.
Absolutely. Go and follow me on all social media. Just go and follow me. Especially on LinkedIn, because I'm nearly on 500 followers.